Hi everyone, it's Arlene, and today I am going to be making homemade latkes. So here I have about 3 pounds of potatoes that I've peeled and washed, and I just put them in the bowl to make sure that when I shred them they'll all fit, because the bowl wasn't that big. So I'm taking them back out, and what I'm going to do is keep them in a bowl of water until I shred them all so that they don't get brown. So as you can see, if you have a food processor with one of the attachments, you can do it that way, but I do it the old-fashioned way on my box shredder. I feel that it works best. And I'm just going to shred all of my potatoes into the bowl. Now my previous video was on the schmaltz that I made, and that was a part of this because I am going to cook them in the schmaltz, and I also add a little bit to the mixture, and it just makes them taste so wonderful. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to shred my potatoes, and be very careful when you're using a box shredder that you do not shred your fingers or your knuckles, because I have done that plenty of times in the past, so you live and learn. So now to the shredded potatoes, I added about 3 cups of water just to get a lot of the starch off, and I'm going to pour that into a bowl with cheesecloth and squeeze out all that excess water as much as I can get out. So as you see, I'm just going to squeeze and squeeze until all that water gets out. Yeah, this was yesterday, January 4th, with the big snowstorm that I was out in the morning shopping, and then when I got home, the first thing I did was put on my beautiful nightgown with my cardinals that my sister-in-law Dari bought me for my birthday. So I got out of those wet clothes and put my pajamas right on, so please excuse I'm in my pajamas. My husband was home and arguing with people on the phone at his shop because they're a bunch of dummies. So I'm like, shut up, I'm making a video. I didn't want him talking in the background. So anyhow, to that shredded mixture, I added 2 medium onions sliced thin, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to continue to mix that in the bowl. It does get a little sloppy with your hands. My hands were clean though, but I did say I better just mix it with a spoon. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add approximately, I would say about 3 tablespoons of flour to this mixture, and 3 tablespoons of the schmaltz. You'll see when I do that. So I'm just eyeballing it, but you want to add a little bit of flour just to bind it. So it's the shredded potato, the sliced onion, the pepper, salt, flour, and I put in, I think it was 3 tablespoons of that liquid gold schmaltz. It just adds a nice flavor to it. I can't explain it. So anyhow, I think this is where I add it. Or, let me see. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, I'm just adding some of that liquid gold, as they call it. And then you want to just mix again really well. The rest of that schmaltz I put in a cast iron skillet, because that's what I fry all my stuff in. I like using cast iron because it distributes the heat very evenly and makes a nice, brown crispy crust on it, whatever you're frying. I did make breaded pork chops with this meal, applesauce, and we had string beans with corn. So as you can see now, I'm taking that rest of that schmaltz and I'm putting it in my cast iron skillet on the stove. That's my cat in the background crying. He's the most beautiful cat on the planet, but he's very annoying. He's crying to go out, and then you open the back door to let him go out. He sees all the snow, he stands there, and then he runs back in. And this was literally every 5 minutes. He's so spoiled. He should live outside with the poor cats that don't have homes. We threatened him that that's what we were going to do. Stick him outside. So anyhow, you're going to put this on a medium heat, the schmaltz, the chicken, rendered chicken fat, as they call it. Going to put it on a medium heat, and now you're just going to start adding your mixture to the hot oil. And you want to do it like in mounds of like 2 tablespoons per latke. You just want to press down a little bit. You don't want to go too crazy. I've seen some people make potato pancakes where they like blend everything in a blender and it's almost like a liquid mix. I don't like it. I like it shredded like this, especially with the sliced onions nice and thin. Some didn't come out too thin. I had to pull them out, but yeah, I like it like this because the ends get really crispy and delicious. So on medium heat, you want to fry each side of your potato latke for about 4 minutes on each side. You want the inside of the latke to get nice and soft and cooked. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just frying them. You could check underneath, but as you can see, that one was not even close to being done. When it kind of stays uniform like this, then you can flip it. See how it doesn't bend? It just literally, you can pick it up and flip it without it breaking. So that's where you want to get it to. And you see nice and crispy. And then just keep adding your mounds, which each mound, like I said, is about 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of the mixture. And you just, like I said, you want to fry them on each side, 4 or 5 minutes on each side. Then get a dish ready with some paper toweling. And you want to pick them up and drain off as much of the oil as you can, as much as that chicken fat. And then place them on paper towels to drain off. And what I like to do as soon as they come out of the oil is I like to hit them with a little bit of kosher salt. So you'll see that I do that in a minute. Just keep adding to the pan until all your mixture is done. It's very hard for me not to eat them while I'm making them because they're so, so good. Oh my God, look at that. Delish. Yeah, it was very miserable out when I was making these yesterday because I'm actually putting this video together on Friday. This was yesterday, Thursday, with the snowstorm. So I was just in the kitchen cooking all day. Here I am hitting it with the sea salt. Kosher salt, I mean. Adding more to the pan. That's basically it. Now, how easy are those to make? The hard part is making the schmaltz to fry them in. Like I said, I like to add a little bit of that rendered chicken fat to the actual bowl with the shredded potatoes because it just tastes so good. I just ate a little piece and I was like, good. That's basically it. They're very simple. They do make a mess. I had grease all over my stovetop from splattering, and my husband's like, really? You gotta make such a mess when you cook? I'm like, well, then you try frying them and let me see how you don't get grease all over. So they do make a mess. That's what I need to buy. I need to buy myself one of those splatter things that go over the pan. I guess that would solve my problem. There's certain things I always forget to buy when I'm out at a store like that, like Bed Bath & Beyond or something. I always forget to get certain things, and that's one of them, because I'm never thinking of it. I have to put it on a list. And there you have it. So just frying these bad boys up. Put paper towels in between each layer. When they come out, hit them with some nice salt. My husband loves them with applesauce. I actually eat them with sour cream. I don't like it with the applesauce. And, yeah, I don't think I could eat one without sour cream. Sour cream is delicious on them. So, that's how I made my potato latkes. So I hope you take the time to really make these one day with the chicken schmaltz, because what a difference the taste is, and you'll really, really love them. Delish. So I just appreciate everybody watching my channel. I hope you enjoyed this little video. And here's the pictures with the pork chops and the potato pancakes and the applesauce. That was my husband's plate. And then I actually just had a couple of potato pancakes. I didn't even want a pork chop. But thanks for watching.